Before we start this episode, I'd like to give you a trigger warning, possibly for suicide. So if this affects you, please don't watch this episode. Okay, let's have a title sequence.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love.
Oh, that cut off quickly. Oh, goodness. Hello there. Welcome to the Flush and Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan. Da-da-da-da. With me, I have Plucky Girl Assistants. Down there is the Brian.
Hello.
And on the other side, up above, it's Dr. Sinister.
Greetings. It's autumn. It's getting cold.
No, other way, Brian. Other way. He's that side. That's it. I know.
Stop
I
flipping
like
me
autumn.
around.
It's not me. We use Discord. We use Zoom. They flip-flop people everywhere.
I have to look at the chat to see which. There.
I still get it wrong. So don't worry about it.
I look at you. I look at the Twitch.
Righto. So, yes. Things. Right. Hang on. Let's do the how has your week been thing first of all. Sinister, how has your week been?
Busy. Working.
Is this good? This is good. Sounds good.
Yeah. Better than not having nothing to do. Not having nothing to do. That didn't work out. Yes.
Busy doing nothing.
No, busy doing lots of things.
Fair enough. This is good. And the Brian, how was your week?
Um.
Hello, Retta.
Hi, Retta. It's been interesting.
How so? And remember, you don't have to go there if you don't want to.
Well, Friday, we had a person jump from the top of our building at work. I'm located on the 10th floor, and the roof would ostensibly be the 11th. And apparently somebody decided it was a good time to just let it all go.
That's sad. They felt they had nobody to reach out to.
It is sad. I don't know motives. I don't know
No.
names. I don't even know their gender.
No.
This has all been
It's
very
still
quiet.
sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad overall.
Okay.
How's your week been?
Oh, that's been interesting. Right, because we also need to do the Hooverville report.
We do.
That needs some sort of Alan Wicker thing, doesn't it? Hooverville report. The Friday evening wasn't too good, to be fair. One of the things, poor little Thomas, we had young Thomas with us. He occasionally pops into the chat. He has a convention story out of this, which is something at least. He'd been following these clues in the BBV books, which led to a geocache where there's a token. You send proof of the token, of getting the token, and he could win a Cyberon head. Or, we can't afford the license for the Cybermen, so we're going to do this instead. Head. And he got it. And he also got mugged. By some lad who said he had a gun.
It's better than con crud.
It certainly clears the sinuses.
Yeah.
To be fair.
He got some exercise out of it, I hear.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, there was running involved. I've said this to him. You know, you were somewhere completely. You didn't know where you were. You took a taxi to nowhere. Went walking in the woods on your. No, you shouldn't have gone with him. Andrew. He's big enough and old enough to know what he was.
I nearly offered to go with him. I should have gone with him.
You should not have gone with him. Don't make me get Liz.
He's in bed.
Exactly. You don't want to upset her. Me and Liz see eye to eye on you.
This close I was to saying to him, "Do you want me to come with you as
Well,
a
you
wing?"
didn't, and he's old enough to have known better. If I thought for the slightest moment he was going somewhere where things would have been a bit fucked up, things might have been a bit different. I didn't. I thought he knew what he was doing. So, and
when in a new city and you go exploring, stick to the more populated areas.
Yeah, basically. However, he won the head. So, well done.
At least he got a little head out of it. But
He went there.
Prevert. That's all I'm saying.
saying he got a little head. Is it like plastic? About that big?
No. Full size head.
Where?
Oh, it's a size. Oh, it's a full head.
You might even be able to wear it. Go on. Go on. No.
We
Leaving it
get
there, are
in
we?
enough trouble with
Just
Twitch anyway.
Leaving
I'm
it there, are we?
Twitch and YouTube are gonna come down on us already, so I'm just going.
So anyway, my prank didn't work. Unfortunately. It's one of those
I was
things.
busy eating.
You weren't there.
That prank.
That prank. There was another prank. Did I do a second prank? I don't remember doing a second
The
prank.
birthday prank.
The birthday prank. Oh, yeah, that wasn't a birthday prank. That was meant to be a William Shatner CD.
Okay.
I'll talk to Jess. We'll make sure you get it for Christmas.
No, it's okay. I don't have a CD player anymore.
No. We're going to sort it out somehow.
There's no way I can play CDs.
That's all right then. We'll buy you the download on Amazon. It's all right. It's cool. Yes. If you remember, boys and girls, we've been batting on about Unworthy of the Diamond logo t-shirts, who, it appears, no one else can be bothered to wear one tonight.
No, mine are in the wash. I wore all mine last weekend. They're all in the wash.
And
I'm doing laundry.
so this is the Flashing Blade equivalent of I'm washing my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, after all the big build-up and everything else like that, I was hoping, because I went out and I got myself that made to wear, thinking there'd be a few Unworthy of the Diamond logo t-shirts, and there were only two.
There was only one. There was me and one other.
Tim Drury.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still, I got a nice t-shirt. And they're nice t-shirts because these, I think Redbubble have finally decided, hey, we know for a fact that we actually have people of a larger size that shop with us. Why don't we increase the sizes on our t-shirts? Brilliant.
That is the way to go.
It is. So, yeah, this is very comfortable and very brightly coloured. I hadn't seen the logo on a proper white background before. It's good.
I generally don't like white t-shirts.
Well, this one, I have to admit, and I do apologise, before I got here, I managed to drip some coffee on it.
That's why I don't like white
why-
t-shirts.
Well,
Yeah.
this Saturday morning, for example, I turned up in an Unworthy t-shirt, coloured t-shirt for breakfast, because I knew I was going to spill something if I wore a white t-shirt. And then I went upstairs and got changed. Yes, it's something I really ought to do more often, quite frankly. So, the actual convention, brilliant. Loved it. My little work schedule left me the morning free, so I basically sat outside and just drank decaf coffee, chatted. And then we discovered my body wasn't working, and so we had to go back to the car, pick up my walking frame, and come back, but it made things easier. Got to interview Gary Russell, and Gary's a sweetheart. He's the easiest interviewee in the world. So we discussed animation and stuff like that. Yeah, I got to see a couple of the panels because I was introducing the panels coming up. They were quite interesting. I think Matthew Robinson is his first convention appearance. He lives in Cambodia now. He's a director. Did Resurrection of the
beautiful.
Daleks and Attack of the Cybermen. So him and Andrew Morgan, they were interesting. Caught the end of the Paul Lavers interview. Again, very charming bloke. Gave my little speech, which no one has recorded, thankfully. And then an area of chaos known as Katie Manning turned up. How am I supposed to interview that? Just, it's Katie. And so, yeah, it was a nice time. We ended up playing Dalek Dice in the evening, which bewildered me. Sinister, how was your Hooverville?
I had a very good time. I was at most of the panels. Bought a couple of things from the dealer's room.
Oh, have you got that Dalek picture free? Is it somewhere hung up now?
I can get it.
Leave it until next time.
I've seen a lot of your pictures. They were really nice.
Oh, this picture he got of basically original Daleks invading Earth. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Which reminds me, Flashing Blade plea for help. Auntie is looking for the gunmetal grey Daleks from the new Day of the Dalek pack. Okay, that's what I'm after. I will happily get Day of the Daleks packs, and I'll have lots of spare gold Daleks to give to people. But I'm having trouble. I'm going to try and get into town tomorrow to check the awkward B&M. It's in the shopping mall. That'll be fun.
You let me know if you come across any Vords or Centerites.
Yes, the other B&M just on the outside of town, they've got no character option stuff at all, no Doctor Who stuff whatsoever. Weren't planning on getting any, apparently. So...
Oh, we should do a news update.
Oh, yep.
About the other sad thing.
Go
on. Apparently we have a missing person.
Yes, we do.
A former Doctor Who actress who appeared in Arachnids in the UK, Tanya Fear. She has gone missing. She was last seen in the Hollywood Bowl area of Los Angeles on September 9th. However, since then, neither her family in the UK nor her friends in the US have had any contact from her. She is 5'3", 140 pounds, with black curly afro hair and with dark brown eyes. If anybody sees her, please... should we put the link to the phone number to call?
I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I don't mind doing it at all, but no one's going to see it. It's us.
I know. We're trying to be socially conscious.
Do it.
No, I am happy. Put it in chat. By all means, put it in chat. More than happy for that. Like I say, it's just like... We've got 3 viewers, according to me, here, so... I know we get more on YouTube, and actually we get more on Twitch as well afterwards.
Here's the information to call on if you've seen her. I don't know if anyone's in the LA area, but there it is.
Can I keep our fingers crossed in that case?
Stay tuned for updates.
Yeah, all right, Brian, you've done this now. You're going to have to track down some news updates.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw something about that, but I wasn't expecting to hear any more. Unless
the only update I have is that something her family posted about they've updated her appearance and what she was wearing and when she was last seen. So,
okay,
there's that.
I'm terribly sorry, Sinister. Have you gone all UKIP on us?
No, it's just a very nice, comfortable blanket.
Okay. You see, I'm not patriotic in the slightest. I'm sure I've said this before. I don't see countries. I think they are imaginary borders made up by mankind. I don't see them. It's just one planet, as far as I'm concerned. However, and this isn't because of where I live, I do happen to think that the Union Jack is the prettiest flag. It seems, it just, if you look at
Are
all
you
the
sure
others,
you're not biased at all?
No, absolutely. Remember, I do not do patriotism or shit
I'm
like
just
that.
saying. it's
If
just-
somebody else had a beautiful flag, I'd say, oh, that's a beautiful flag.
remember, it's only the Union Jack if it's flown at sea.
Correct.
I have a differences about that because when it got mentioned in the Idiot's Lantern, and they mentioned, it's only only that. A couple of other people were saying actually it's changed now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, and the other thing, of course, is Hank. We need to discuss Hank, and he looks straight to Twitch chat. Can I imagine why? Retta in Twitch chat has said, "Do not forget about Paco's videos."
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see it at all in Twitch. I'm looking in the Twitch chat.
Oh, I've got
I
the
don't-
master channel here. That's what she said. Trust me.
I don't know what. Clearly, this woman is insane. I've never seen her before in my life.
Righty-ho. I will get it out of her. Now, the question is, do you want to tell the stories where you can possibly make them sound just that little bit better? Or do you want for me to try
Well-
and report what Retta says, screw it up even more?
Knowing Retta as I do, I think the story belongs with her. It's her ownership. It's her
of course,
truth.
the grad video. Your graduation video.
I was never that young. I never was a child at all. I
I'd
appeared in the
forgotten all
world fully
about
formed.
that. Oh.
I am a normal human worm baby.
Now, if I can let me just see. There's a search box here. I'm searched. There's a short that thing. Right. I want to check off target at some stage, Andrew.
Why?
A post.
Was something exploded?
No, post 45 minutes ago. I can't at the moment look at it. So
Oh Lord, do we have to ban someone?
no, I don't think so. There we go.
Are
Oh,
we sure?
no, I did read that actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, bear with me for a moment. What is Syracuse? Oh, it's an area, isn't it? 8
Maybe.
hours ago. Oh, here we go. It's here. Now, hang on. The question is, do I drag it and play it so that the boys and girls can see?
I would say no, because I have family in that video that perhaps would not appreciate that.
That is the perfect reason. Not a problem. Not going to do it. There we go.
However, you can critique it. Please go ahead and critique the music choices in that video,
No.
as
will-
I have been doing since I was made aware of it.
Yes, I know. I've never heard such filth, quite frankly.
It's a little creepy. It sounds like a funeral.
So this is the class of
1992.
you child. That's all I'm saying. You child.
Yeah. Oh, they have pictures of that too in there. This is the collage of all the family photographs to embarrass the graduate.
You know, Retta's not doing herself any favours, is she? Look what she's just written in chat now.
Yeah.
I love the music.
She was in band, so
This
we're giving
is-
her a pass.
This is from the Motormouth. I'm just saying, if you're wondering why I call her Motormouth, well, we've got a Star Wars RPG. It's up on YouTube. You'll understand why if you watch it, but it's not for kids. I'm just saying.
We are so not for kids.
We spent all of last night's session in one battle. And that was it.
I
Because
told you I
somebody
wasn't going to
insists
go
on
easy.
You just insist on using the rules.
I know we have to use the rules. It's a RPG. There are rules to RPGs.
I need to introduce you to
And
Keith.
I told you I wasn't going to go easy.
Well, you did, really. We survived.
Barely.
I was the only one who was knocked out. Everyone else was all right, and Hex got some toast out of it.
Yeah. And ramen. Cooked ramen.
I don't know what that is.
Noodles.
Thank you. Rules. Where we're going, Brian. We don't need no rules. I'm just saying. The convention, it was fun. It was lovely. Lovely meeting old friends. It's a shame my health wasn't really up to it, if I'm honest with you, and it's giving me pulls for thought about future conventions. We'll have to discuss next year's Hooverville at some stage, Andrew. Luckily, the capital is 5 minutes down the road from me. The DWAS event at the beginning of the year. So I can do that very easily and just come home and whatever. But I'm going to have to come up with a way of surviving Hooverville. And then, on the Monday, certainly on the Tuesday, because when I met Stella, I was shaking like a leaf and twitching all over the place. She says that the shit year and a half I've had, what with the illness and my mum dying, my brother dying and all that, it was just that one step too much. And it finally hit me. So there we go. I'm very slightly more serious now. That was my serious face. What do you think? Ponderful, I like to think. Ponderful.
It was nice to meet
Here,
you.
allow me to punctuate that with an awkward pause.
Anyway. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, if I can find it, it's Doctor Who. I found it. I've got to explain my Evil of the Daleks faux pas. I know what's about to happen. It so nearly worked. Oh dear, you've forgotten to rename it properly.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a second. We're not going anywhere until this gets done properly.
Hang on. I don't know how to do it on here. Carry on without me.
Oh, righty-ho, good. Anyway, so the third Terry Walsh, probably, and his plucky girl assistant, Sarah Jane Smith, they've landed on Peladon 50 years after the third Doctor Who and his plucky girl assistant, Joe Grant, turned up. Terry wants to go and sort of see the king and say everything else like that, because he doesn't realise 50 years has passed. And they get there, and Agador's angry. Agador's very angry, and he's killing the badgers, the miners. And
Badgers? They have badgers?
they look like badgers. And yeah, luckily, the third Terry Walsh passes Guard Captain Terry Walsh, as well as Miner Terry Walsh. It's the monster of Peladon, basically, where everybody's played by Terry Walsh, including the Doctor. So
I was really taken. He went through a lot of makeup to look exactly like Sarah. I mean, it was phenomenal.
Dr. Sinister again. Not clone this time, it's just Dr. Sinister again. He's being cunning. Are you noticing this? I noticed that his laptop is nodding away quite happily, but his iPad is deadly still. Just noticing these things. And then there's the manic gleam in his eye, which has now come to light.
If you want, hang on. Give me a sec. Carry on talking, by the
Oh
way.
dear God, I know what's going to happen. Um, right. So
It's the Clone Wars all over again.
Vega Nexus, who's actually a really great little character and played to the hilt, gets killed by Agador. Doctor Who meets his fourth incarnation, or what he thinks his fourth incarnation should be like, in the form of Ecclesley, who's a miner, but or is he? Things go really wonky because the miners want proper, decent wages and conditions and this, that, and the other, and it's all about, you know, the elite are getting the benefits of joining the Federation, but the workers aren't. But Doctor Who was never political. I'm just saying this. Considering this happened at the time of the miners' strikes, Peladon, the Curse Peladon happened during the time of whether to join the EU or not. Not political.
Yeah, that worked out well, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. There's only one thing I can say. I didn't vote for it. I wonder if I can move these round. Hang on a moment. Give me a sec.
All I can think of is Weird Al the Saga begins with multiple Sinisters.
There we go. That's better.
Oh my God, I'm surrounded.
So this is
We
the
will
thing
now be playing the anthem of Dr. Sinister.
I've got it here. It has a title. It's "Hail to our leader, for he is so much better than we are." That's what it's called. And if ever, it won't happen in my lifetime, but if they ever hold an open competition to replace the British national anthem, that's being put in. The tune and not the lyrics.
Just saying, I've got another 2 laptops I can use.
I think you guys are missing the point. Eurovision.
Yeah, Eurovision is a company. It's not actually...
Yeah, but it's a contest.
Yeah, we're crap at it. Everybody
Yeah,
hates
but you
everybody...
could submit the anthem to Eurovision.
Oh, God, no.
Why
I
not?
wouldn't dirty my music with Eurovision. Dear God,
over
I've got
Eurovision.
I have some standards, you know.
The Flashing Blade takes over Eurovision 2022. Come on. It'd be perfect.
For a start, it wouldn't be the Flashing Blade. It's my music. It would be out under me.
Okay.
And a question in chat, why are there so many Sinisters? We have been asking this for a very long time.
Who's asking that?
Retta, you've completely confused her.
Excellent.
That's good. No, Sinister, Retta, you don't need an apostrophe anywhere there. It's just Sinisters with an S, or Sinister with an S. God, I'm doing English language as well. And that's pretty damn fine. We're educational. So, yeah.
We educate, we inform, we have a social conscience.
Yes, we have that.
Welcome to the Flashing Blade.
Notice he mentioned nothing about entertainment, and very wisely. Very wisely, quite frankly.
If that elitist scientist, Neil deGrasse Tyson, would ever get back to us, I'm still mad about him demoting Pluto. Oh my God, it's an eye. Ceaseless watcher, cast your undying gaze upon this worthless form. Oh my God.
There we go. Retta, is that better? We try to, you know.
Is that
appease our audience?
Inducing? I'm just wondering.
I think he's trying to be Alpha Centauri.
Fans of the Magnus Archive will look on this and remember and know that Sinister is now an avatar of the Eye.
No. He's pretending to be Alpha Centauri. He's cosplaying.
Yeah.
He's cosplaying Peladon. That's Alpha Centauri. Admittedly, he's not very green.
His voice isn't that high.
I can make it higher.
Oh, dear
it's
God.
Colin all over again.
Am I going to have to Colin off here?
No. You have scared her. Well done, Sinister. Thank you very much. Lovely. Good-o. Right, so, yes. I came to this. I've always thought that The Monster of Peladon is a very tired production. It's Pertwee right at the end of his run. This is his penultimate story. He looks tired. And the whole thing just, it's too long. And it just creaks and whatever. However, this time when I watched it, I really enjoyed it. So, quite frankly, don't listen to a word I say because I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh God, and the audience has gone nuts. So anyway, yes. Who wants to go first? Right, there's 4 of you, and none of you want to go first. Brian, it's down to you. You can't remember watching this, can you?
Oh no, I remember it.
Hey!
I really enjoyed it. I don't see what everyone has a problem with it with.
Well, like I say, when I watched it those times, that's how I found it. But this time I didn't.
I enjoyed it. The doctor was fine in it. Sarah was amazing in it. Even badger-headed miners were okay in it. The only thing I had really an issue with was the lack of Agador.
To be fair, Curse of Peladon didn't really have that much Agador in it either.
Yeah. The other thing I didn't like was the Martians being... They're supposed to be an honorable race, an honorable warrior race.
But these
were not.
off. These, because the Martians by now are a peaceful race. They work with the Galactic Federation. They're honourable members of the. This is a splinter group who want to go back to the old ways, but they don't have honour. They're terrorists.
Yeah,
there's no honour.
Absolutely, they've lost all the honour and all the.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Now the other thing about the Martians, I have a question with. What the hell was with that giant freaking head?
That one's been... that one, I think, and I hope I get this right, the name of the Ice Warrior was Rintin. I could be wrong. And it's one of the original costumes from the original Ice Warrior story. In fact, I think they all are. I think Sonny Caldenaz wears Brian Breslaw's Varga costume as the hero Ice Warrior. And the others... Like I say, they're made up of the original 1967 costumes. 67? Yeah, 67. But yes, but I like it because it gives them a sense of individuality. Rather than...
Okay. All right.
Rather than, machine-pressed monsters.
I'm just used to the current version of the Ice Warriors where... the armor is an exosuit for the reptile within.
The armor still is, or was, an exosuit. We just didn't know what was behind it. And they got the clamps for hands. Now, those are obviously gloves. But new series, one of the interesting things, clamps. Well, we'll get rid of them, give them hands. We've never seen the monster inside. Oh, we'll do it then. Step too far. Introduce them a couple of times, bring them back in, do that, do the Invaders of Mars thing or whatever it was called, and then show off the lizard. If you're desperate to show the lizard, if not, keep the mystery. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Cold Waters, I enjoyed the Mars one as well. But plus, Cold Waters has Ultravox in it.
I think it would be interesting to see a Sontaran pull off the rest of his uniform and a whole pile of potatoes just fall out.
But not in...
No, just
in
globs
medieval
of mash.
England. Not around the time of the Crusades. No. No potatoes.
So wait. If we kill a Sontaran,
yes,
do we get mashed potatoes then?
Their heads tend to deflate.
Home fries, maybe?
Their head tends to deflate like that. It's as if the potato bit's gone and you're left with the skin.
It's like a
which
jacket.
Is the best bit.
Jacket potato.
Ooh, if we get the if we can get the skin, put like some cheddar cheese in it, some bacon bits.
Yeah,
Yummy.
yeah,
Yummy.
Yeah.
yep.
And for those of you inclined, I know I am not one, dip it in sour cream.
It's full of probic energy. You'll enjoy it.
Mhm.
It's good.
They can make some tremendous lactic fluid.
I once walked up to Dan Starkey and said that, "Oh, you make magnificent quantities of lactic fluid." Dan is a very small man, and I think I might have scared him.
It happens.
It does.
Hey, these things happen.
Yes. So there you go. That's another embarrassing story. Dear. So, Monster of Peladon.
Excellent.
Oh, we're going into the economy of Fairyland at some stage very soon. Word of
dear
warning.
God.
Oh, it was good. This should have been part of the Hooverville repeal. But we'll do the Monster of Peladon first so we don't get sidetracked. For those of you in 3 monitors, you can put 1 Sinister on each monitor. He won't be able to take control of you at all. So yes. You enjoyed it? What else? Speak, damn you. This is my
It wasn't bad. I had a good time. It wasn't, 5 billion episodes long. I don't like lengthy episodes.
Lengthy stories, do you mean?
Lengthy stories
Thank
with multiple episodes.
That's it. You got the terminology right. You're learning, Brian. Your brain's starting to work. It's all down to my influence, of course. You can't take any credit. Yes.
Don't tell me that, because then I'll start going into my radio announcer voice.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
I
have a
will.
mute button here. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, you do, Siobhan.
I don't think I've ever muted anybody before on this. Right. I don't know what this is doing. Right, here we go. Right. That's a bit odd.
He's just.
No. He's muted unless he's muted
Bags
himself.
of monkey. Oh, I'm back.
He was doing a joke.
Mm.
Let us sit back and appreciate this joke for a moment.
A joke that ends with bags of monkey something.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
If you know the joke Brian was telling, please don't hesitate to get in touch with your local services. Right.
Postcard.
So,
What is that? What is the address to get in touch with Standards and Practices? 1SQ.
Standards and Practices. That they're London, England.
Yeah, that'll get there.
That'll get there.
Our post office are brilliant. Well, they used to be brilliant,
That'll work.
but then they took all the money out of it. That was a shame. So anyway, Sinister, talk to me about The Monster of Peladon.
Well, I wasn't looking forward to watching this because it's not one of my go-to stories, and I haven't watched it in a very long time.
Yes.
And I really liked it.
It's terrible when that happens, isn't it?
I got a bit confused at the end because I'd convinced myself that they leave the Federation at the end of this, but that's not the case.
That's Legacy by Gary Russell.
It's in a book. So, yeah, I basically was very confused at the end, but the Queen's a bit wet, isn't she?
To be fair, most Peladon royalty is.
Yeah. I was always very sad that Agador died.
Yes.
That was sad. Never really paid much attention to Eckersley before, if I'm honest with you, but having, obviously familiarized myself with the theory that the Doctor regenerates into somebody he's kind of just met, it's fucking Tom Baker, isn't it?
It is Tom Baker. There's no two ways about it. That's Donald G, who I can't remember if he played. He was someone in the Seeds of Death, one of the Limbo stuff, I think.
Okay.
You'll notice that Azaxia was again played by Alan Bennion. who'd played Slar, the first Ice Lord, played Islia in Curse of Peladon, and now this. And he gives each one of those performances a different character. It's amazing.
Interesting that the Ice Warriors' guns have been upgraded slightly.
Yes,
They just had tubes on their arms before.
they used to.
Now,
Now they're holding miner's lamps. Yeah, I didn't quite like that.
No.
I thought, I also don't like the Cold Waters or whatever it was. The Mars thingy. I can see what they were trying to do, but it made it look like someone whose shot just turns into a ball of bubblegum. Multicoloured bubblegum. I would have preferred a good old-fashioned Miralon effect. Quite frankly, with the same sound effect.
Yeah. I did play a very nice game with myself near the end, which was spot the repeating wall sections in the tunnels.
Oh, I did that with Terry Walsh.
They'd obviously used a mold of some description, and if you pay attention, you can see that the pattern of tunnels is repeated. But that wasn't a big deal.
The thing we need to ask is, what other BBC productions did those walls end up in?
Creature from the Pit.
I'm going to say all of them.
No, I'm thinking like kids' productions and shit like that.
Okay.
All
a
of
thought.
them.
Anyway, Elizabeth Sladen, she's beautiful.
Yes.
I love Elizabeth Sladen. Such a sad loss.
Very tiny woman.
Very tiny.
She is really tiny, isn't she?
Yes.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's gained in reputation with me since I watched it again. I'd happily watch it again, maybe in another 20 years.
In another 20 years, you might not like it again.
This is true.
Well, no. In another 20 years, it'll be holographic and interactive.
Yeah.
And projected on the
You can
inside
run
of your
through
eyes.
the mines of Peladon.
Wow.
Maybe they'll have a Peladon experience done in London, perhaps on Oxford.
The only thing I will query
Street?
the trisilicate thing.
Yes.
So the Peladon castle
Yes.
is on a mountain.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this.
on the planet Peladon,
Mount Magresha, yep.
which
Yep.
happens to be where the mine is as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
I see where you're going.
They've got the whole planet.
Yep.
Yes.
Why do they have to mine out from underneath the castle?
And how long will
'Cause
the
that's
castle
where the
be able
vein
to
is
stay
located.
up there?
And
before
another
it
thing,
collapses in.
That's
at one point-
that's where the vein of the unobtainium is located.
well, exactly that. It's Avatar with the big tree all over again.
Yes.
But here's the other thing: is at one point they evacuate all the air from the mines. So these mines are sealed, are they? From that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, actually, many mines, the further down you go, have to have air in
This
sometimes
is,
warmth or cold pumped
this
into
is why
them.
they often hold
I take it back.
competitions to find a way of ventilating the tube.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I withdraw my objection then. But the trisilicate vein thing.
More science. Damn good.
Unless it was like a Wakanda thing where they just built the castle on the most valuable substance they could find, and that's how the royal family got control in the first place.
Well, if you were
it
put
could
to
very
play
well
an RTS, that's essentially what you'd do if you could.
Yes.
You know, to be fair. You'd
But
plonk
the
your
whole
base.
Wakanda thing, they have an entire underground city, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway, I did enjoy it. It was very good. And this time I couldn't spot the strings holding up Alpha Centauri's other pair of hands.
It is not something I have noticed anyway.
In Curse of Peladon, when it lifts its hand,
Yes.
there's string
Yes.
holding.
This
on
is
the other-
true. However, I did notice the separation between the helmet and the rest of the costume.
I too
Often.
saw that awkward circumcision. Yes.
A lot. I mean, okay, if I compare this
To a summer's day.
costume to something, say, like the Power Rangers, yeah. It's
How
right
can
up
you
there.
compare them? They're two
Oh.
entirely different things.
No, have you seen the costumes in Power Rangers?
No, I'm a growing up.
Unfortunately.
No, I'm happy. This is one of those things I can very happily avoid. Trust me on this. Oh yeah. I avoided all that shit. Happily. Gleefully. It's like I've never seen Titanic.
To be fair, I haven't either, but I know that bitch Rose could have fit Jack on the door. I'm just saying.
I go back on potatoes.
Titanic's a ridiculous story, as if something like that could ever happen.
Well,
I
they're
know,
going for
right?
the sequel soon. A ship built to the specifications of the Titanic has been built and is going
And
to
it
be
will be
sailing the
recreating
same.
its full voyage,
It's recreating the voyage. I mean, it should
Yeah,
be
including
interesting.
the onboarding in the middle of the North Atlantic.
Do you know how small the Titanic is compared to modern day cruise ships?
Oh, very much so. Yes,
Tiny. It's tiny.
but there's a lot more icebergs drifting around nowadays. They keep
Not to
carving.
mention, they'll probably all come down with COVID because some jerk will lie about their vaccination status.
Yeah.
Hey, I have heard nothing about anybody coming down with COVID from at Hooverville.
That's good.
That's good. That's amazing.
I haven't gone out and deliberately checked. Fair enough. But
Well, we wouldn't really know until
we'd hear-
another week has passed.
yeah, somebody would turn around and
Well,
and
no,
say.
it takes 2 weeks to incubate.
So yeah, that's fingers crossed. They held
One more
a
week.
COVID-free event. That would be magnificent. I mean, they did take some very serious precautions. Everyone had to do a lateral flow test before coming. If you weren't sat in the auditorium, and people were spaced out in there, you had to wear your mask. And I didn't see anybody giving any grief over that. Everyone was really sensible, and it was good. It really was good.
Unfortunately, the Americas cannot say the same.
One guy at the convention went to a total extreme with his mask and had this whole silver affair that he was wearing and marching around in, and with these weird handles coming out of his head. I mean, there's
There was
wearing
two of
a
them.
mask.
One of them's handles dropped off.
Oh yes, that's right. He was
Yeah.
quite fat though, wasn't he?
He was quite a fat controller. They ended up having photo because the registry office is right next door to the Quad Theatre, and so there was a wedding going on. So all the Doctor Who cosplayers ended up having photographs with the bride.
As one does.
Made her day.
She insisted.
There's a very good new series Dalek there, I thought, which
Yeah.
had this cunning little thing which doesn't work close up, but from a distance it does. They painted a white line just at the bottom of the bumper. So if you look from a distance, it looks like the thing's floating. Very clever. You thought it was mirrors, didn't you?
That was a man named Martin in there.
Was it?
Mm.
Okay then.
Because
Daisy the Dalek.
Because he's written to me and he put on Facebook that my photos were better than his photos and he was going to steal them. I said fine.
That works.
And you didn't bring your big camera with you.
No, that was
Well.
all just on my phone as well. So it's not bad.
Fair enough. You've learnt a lesson there. From now on, you don't need to, for something like this. You don't need to take your big camera.
This thing's got a number of lenses on and modes on it. It's insane.
I don't know how to work because the thing is, they sell phones now not on the fact they're a telephone, but on the fact they're a camera.
Yes. That's why I bought the Pro version of this. It's mad.
I mean, my thing was it's a Pixel 5. It's got lenses. I think it's got 4 lenses. I've no idea how to use any of them. Plus, of course, you got the lens looking at you. I don't do photography. However, we have had an idea. Remember me talking about those new Day of the Dalek sets from Character Options and B&M? We're going to do a thing. Hopefully. Sinister, myself, possibly my chief scientist. I haven't asked him yet. There was a program back in the 60s and 70s called Vision On BBC One. And it was a very accessible program because the host, Val Keaton, I can't remember, would always use sign language to talk to the kids as well. It was all art. There was a theme for the week. There'd be different forms of art. And they had a great artist called Tony Hart, who's one of the British legends. who'd show kids how to do something which was apparently nice and simple. And one section they did every week, he'd get a cricket pitch or football pitch paint roller to mark, where they mark the lines on the thing, and he'd do a drawing using that. And one week I'm sitting there watching it because I remember this, and he drew a Dalek, and suddenly it cuts to this film. It's not Doctor Who, it's just loads of all these Daleks. Dance of the Daleks, they call it, because that's essentially what it is. It looked mostly like it had been, whilst it was filmed, it almost looked animated. And I don't mean the colour, just the movement seemed animated, like they cut the odd frame out. So we're going to try and recreate that using character options, Planet of the Daleks.
Dance of the Daleks.
Dance of the Daleks. That's going to be interesting. I've never done anything to do with animation before, apart from animating the head of Pertwee. That was an experience. So, yeah, no idea. It depends whether we get enough Daleks, because we counted them, we need 6. Because they used
How
to
long was this?
About a minute.
Back in the 70s, it would have been.
Would have been about a minute and a half.
Yeah, Dance of the Daleks, yeah.
Minute 17 seconds, something like that. The video's on.
We'll have to take
It's
the
on
music
YouTube.
off it as well. Yes, I know. I dug it out to show Sin, because you weren't sure what I was talking about. Yeah, I think it was also on the Genesis of the Dalek DVD special edition.
Yes, they're mentioning that.
Oh, good. Power of my mind, you see. Alternatively, we may have watched the same video. There is that. But the joy
There
of
is that.
catching that when it was transmitted, because back then there were no videos. Oh, no, you were lucky to get a repeat. You had something like that, the occasional Blue Peter thing, and if you're lucky, something on Junior Points of View or Ask Aspel. You might get a quick clip. That was it. Apart from that, Target books.
Yep.
And that is it. Which reminds me, I bought them just 2 new Terrance Dicks anthologies.
Oh, that.
Oh,
I'm currently going through the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Someone has to. So I'm quite happy. They're very heavy. Not to be read when your hands are bad. That's all I'm saying. I need to get some sort of eagle lectern for the loo. So, because some books I can't hold, and I can just put it on there whilst I'm on the loo. and
One
do
that
my reading
descends
that
from
way.
the ceiling.
that's why I use a phone.
That's good. You see, the thing is, I agree totally with the idea of the electronic book. It saves on paper. Trouble
But
is,
it
I
loses
hate
something.
reading electronic books. I prefer a book.
Yeah, it loses something.
It's
However,
a visceral
if you're
thing.
going to use it in the loo,
Yes.
probably for the better.
Well, not really. I don't stand up and decide, what am I going to throw down the toilet now? I'm not Vivian from The Young Ones.
I'm just saying.
Do not stick your head out of the window. Righty-ho. So are we done on Monster of Peladon? The Terry
believe
Walsh or
so.
Terry Walsh?
Terry Walsh.
Terry Walsh. Okay,
Walsh.
good. No John Levine in it, though.
No, John.
Lots of Terry Walsh.
Terry
who
Walsh.
turns up again the following week as Doctor Who a little bit as well. Yeah, this was the time. Well, John Pertwee's back was quite bad anyway during this. It'd been getting worse and worse during his period. This from Pratfalls all those years ago. But you'll notice Terry as well during Tom
by-
Baker's.
The thing is, by this point, Roger Delgado had died.
Yes.
Katie Manning had moved on. He'd been doing it 4 years. The unit family had kind of broken up. He probably was fed up with the whole thing.
Well, Letts and Dix were moving on. So basically, he went and he would have stayed if they'd given him a pay rise.
Yeah.
They said
well,
no.
yeah.
And so he walked. And I'm glad he did, because he walked. It was the right time for him, quite frankly. I'd almost say it was a year too late, but I'm not going to, because we wouldn't have had what we had. Plus, it would have meant that Tom's first season was quite a weak one, even though the scripts for this year won a Writers Guild Award. Go figure. I'm going to sneeze.
Oh my God!
I sneezed. Time for
my
your fly
God.
around the block, Crypto. Oh, dear.
I believe that sound is now circling the globe.
The sneeze heard.
I
around
have
the-
uncontrollable sneezes, I'm afraid. People go, why the hell do you sneeze? Like, I'm not in control. My head just sort of opens up and explodes outwards, and then there's this noise. It's not good. So, anyway, we enjoyed Monster of Peladon, did we? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs wherever? Fair enough. Good. That's a recommendation, Monster of Peladon. Never thought I'd hear myself saying that before. Right then, who listened to Big Finish? Right.
I guess it's only me.
No. I got halfway through the last story, and then oh god, one of the
We've
clones
killed a
has died.
clone.
He's died.
God, was that a Kilbracken technique?
Don't know what happened there.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know how it ends, but I ended up at the cliffhanger during that story with Constance. However, 3-part Thingy Me Bobby box set job called The 11. Essentially, it's the Sixth Doctor's turn to meet him. And the 11 has found himself a planet where the people there are like him. Now, for those who don't know, the 11 is a Time Lord whose personalities... We all know the Doctor's personalities live on a little bit inside his head, but these personalities, they're still there as if they haven't regenerated. So he's got 11 personalities in his head, all shouting at each other. And he's found
I believe
a planet...
they have a name for it in the series.
Oh, do tell.
Regeneration psychosis.
Brilliant. Thank you. And he's found a planet where they got something a bit similar. Each person has 2 personalities who are aware of each other and work together. It's the perfect place for him. However, we find out he is actually trying to remove some of his personalities and to give them clone bodies.
As one does.
Yes. And to be honest with you, it sort of makes sense in that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's still a psychopath. And he's got married
To another psychopath.
to another psychopath. Oh boy, isn't she just woo, fruitcake standard.
Yeah.
The second story is the 11 talking to, I believe, the Prime Minister of this country, or the King of this country, the leader of the country. And it's a two-hander, basically. Just these two talking about it and what the 11's been up to and this, that and the other. The third sees the 11 in charge. And I can't say too much more than that because I don't want to give it away.
Right. Yeah, it's hard.
Again, new Big Finish. They've inundated us. We've still got the 5th Doctor set to try and look at. I don't know what's coming out this week, so I'm going to say we'll do the 5th Doctor one. Anything else that comes out, we'll have to wait a week, I think. Yeah, it's enjoyable. The two-hander's a bit of a surprise, I'll be honest with you, but it's, as always, it's a tour de force from Mark Bonner, who plays the 11, because he also voices all the other voices.
Well, you'd have to. There are personalities in his head.
Yeah, and each one's got a separate... Don't like the 6. It's a bit noisy for me as the 6. The 8, I think, is the only one who's almost nice.
Well, the 8 is dangerous.
Yeah, they're all dangerous, but it's like you got 3 Byrons: mad, bad, dangerous to know.
Mad, bad, sad, and
Hold on.
Hello.
The sixth,
hi.
the 6th being loud.
Mm-hmm.
Is this some correlation with the Doctor's regeneration?
Now you see, I have been listening carefully to each incarnation to try and work that out. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because the 6, if I've got the right number even, is a bit of a monster, to be fair.
Yeah. So is there some correlation?
He was at Hooverville. You could have asked.
Yeah, damn it. You saved your question for the Pescatons.
I did. Yeah.
We drove up there and drove back listening to Genesis of the Daleks, the LP version, and Doctor Who and the Pescatons. Or, as I like to put it, with Sinister narrating the Genesis of the Daleks, every single line.
Thank you.
Seriously, anybody who
That's
didn't...
what I wanted to know.
Yeah, if anybody had actually watched or overheard this or whatever, they'd have just gone, what the fuck? People driving past us, you know, they must have thought, oh, they're having a good sing-song. No. Oh, dear. We did see The Mystery Machine.
We did. We shouted at them, and I saw Daphne and Velma the next day.
You did?
Nice.
Yeah, I saw Daphne and Velma. As we drove past, we wound the windows down and yelled out, "You meddling kids!" Oh dear, it doesn't get much more fun than that, you know.
And then I spent an hour looking for a policeman on Friday night.
I know. Like I said, if only they had these
You should have
things-
just found the Mystery Machine. It was solved.
Well, there were lots of Sherlock Holmeses wandering around as well. We think it was some sort of detective thing they'd put on, because I know they do it in Crawley, where you walk around the town solving things. And so everyone else had turned up as
Did he have
Sherlock
a dog?
Holmes. No, everyone else had turned up as Sherlock Holmes. And these two geniuses, because they solved mysteries, Velma and Daphne. Brilliant. Lovely sideways thinking there. Fair dues. Yeah, so what do you make of it, Brian?
It was good. I liked the length of it. It wasn't overly drawn out.
And the girth?
Well, you know,
Just wondering.
it can only stretch so far.
I just broke Sinister for the first time ever.
Can't believe you went there.
Three in a set seems to be a sweet spot.
It does.
It's why movies shouldn't go more
it's the
than
creature
3
from
hours.
Listen. He's cosplaying. Sort of. Righty-ho. At least he's healthy. Go on then. 3 in a set. Yeah.
Three in a set is what is a sweet spot. You shouldn't go more than 3 hours in a movie. Shouldn't go more than 3 stories in a set.
How about 3 hours
like
for a
a
movie?
chore this time?
How about 3 hours for a movie with a half-hour intermission?
That's still 3.5 hours.
It's not that. Also, you're going to lose the flow.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have intermissions, but the intermissions always used to be after the introductory film.
And really, if you stopped, Avengers Endgame for "Let's all go to the lobby," I would have punched someone.
The last film I saw with intermission was Gandhi in the cinema. That had an intermission.
Do you know, I honestly can't remember.
Carry on.
The last movie I saw with an intermission was Clue.
Okay.
Like I say, we used to have the support feature, be some little film or whatever of some kind. Then we'd have the intermission. Then we'd have the main film.
On the Blu-ray of Ice Station Zebra, whatever you say, they've got the intermission in it still.
Nice.
Fair enough.
There's a movie out called The Beast Must Die, which is a werewolf mystery movie that has an intermission, but it's built into the movie so that it gives you. So have you figured it out?
And
yet?
then there's Gremlins
Do
2.
you have an idea?
Cool.
Gremlins 2 as a sort of an intermission.
Gremlins 2 also has an
Which changes
intermission.
whether you're seeing the cinematic event release or the video release. Because it depends
So
on...
you can work in an intermission. You just have to work it into the movie itself.
Okay.
But yeah, if you stopped a movie with just go to the concession stand, I would have punched someone. Yeah. But yeah, I like 3. 3 is good. These sets with 4 to 6 to 8, yeah, forget it. I've already checked out of those.
Just realised something you said earlier.
Hmm.
We're waiting for a reply from Neil deGrasse Tyson, yeah?
Yeah.
Haven't we got to contact him first for him to be able to reply?
What makes you think I haven't?
Oh, I hope you have.
I've got a question.
I may have tried to slide into his DMs.
I've got a question for him.
Oh, yes, please.
You already know it.
Oh, has this got to do with the economy of Fairyland?
No,
Because
no,
I think we need to run it past him.
So, right, I'm
clever.
currently sitting still in my chair, right? But I'm not. The Earth
No.
is spinning. The Earth is moving around the sun. The solar system is moving. The galaxy is moving. The galactual cluster is moving, and the universe is expanding. I want to know, in absolute terms, how fast am I moving right now?
Technically, you're still moving, even if you're sitting still there, because
That's
your
the point
atoms
he's
are
making.
moving, your electrons are moving, your heart is pumping, the blood is flowing.
I
That's
think
exactly my
Simpson's
point.
right.
Is from my perspective, I'm sitting here not doing anything, but I know that I'm moving probably several thousand miles an hour in reality.
About 3,363 miles per hour.
Sinister, if we get him on, we're going to pin him down on that one.
Yep.
Because I want to know. It's important.
Yeah.
How do I sleep at night without knowing if I'm going to crash into anything?
It is relevant to Doctor Who because the Doctor nips back in time by 5 minutes and the planet's gone.
Strontium Dog made a thing out of that. The comic strip Strontium Dog. They had time grenades where they throw them, the guy get hit, he'd get frozen in time for 24 hours, by which time the planet had moved on in its orbit. And when he comes out of the time thingy, he's in a vacuum.
Thing.
Sorry,
Planetary did a similar thing where they had the Doctor basically freeze Italy in relation to the movement of everything else and had it subsumed with tidal waves.
Wow.
What the hell's Planetary?
Warren Ellis comic book.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I do not know it.
Or not
Big
Planetary.
surprise.
I'm sorry, The Authority.
Again, sorry.
It was The Authority, not Planetary, but they're both the same person.
Okay.
It was a Image or Wildstorm one.
Those
I know
noises-
you're a Marvel, not a DC.
Yes, quite frankly. I'm a Marvel girl. Always will be. Always
You're a
have
Marvel
been.
zombie.
Someone said, I read this on Facebook, Marvel had copyrighted the word zombie years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Which is
Yeah.
why things like The Walking Dead can't call them zombies, they call them walkers. Now, I don't know if this is true or not.
Marvel did try to copyright it. However, the word is in such general usage, the copyright is pretty much worthless. They copyrighted it to denote their fan base back in the 80s. You were a Marvel zombie. And then back in the 2000s, they came out with Marvel Zombies.
Yes. Which was What If.
Speaking of Marvel Zombies, have you seen What If?
I'm moving there. Spoilers for What If. If you haven't seen it this week, go away. Go away now.
By now, I think everybody knows because it's huge.
Well, they may not do. Some people might try and hide away and avoid it until they can watch it without their friends splurting it all over Discord.
I don't care about spoilers, but I haven't seen it yet. But if it's good, I'll watch it after this.
It's good.
It's really good.
I'm not going to talk about the story. All I'm going to say is the problem
It's all Vision's fault.
with What If, as it stands for the MCU, is they haven't got a big enough cast yet. They don't have a big enough cast of characters and villains. Because
I
remember,
would have
Marvel are
liked to see
notorious
more
for getting rid of their
villains. I
villains.
would have liked to see X-Men in it.
Yeah,
Much
no.
like with Endgame, when they were assembling everyone for the final battle, I would have loved to see like X-Men come out, Defenders come out.
No, they're going to
all
do
that
it.
stuff.
Like
They can't.
They can't launch it in a. They can't
Yeah.
something that big because it's going to be huge when they do it.
Oh
I
yeah.
want Iceman and Firestar.
To go to school with Peter.
I want Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
However, this episode of What If confirms Uncle Ben in the MCU,
Yes.
or what's left of him.
Well,
dead.
remember that was an alternate timeline, so that Uncle Ben may not exist in the main sacred timeline.
What is the number for the MCU? It can't be 616.
Oh, MCU, the movie version.
Yeah.
It's like 952 something or other.
And Earth
It's
is
long.
and our reality is 1985, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, because that. Yeah, righty-ho, good.
What? So hang on. So are we talking about the version of the universe?
Yes, they're numbered.
Right.
The main
so-
Marvel
so-
Comics universe is
so
Earth
out-
616.
There it is. The MCU is 199999.
So I got a question then, right? So you know they did Agents of Shield on.
Yes,
Apparently, that's not necessarily canon with the film.
correct.
So So what version? So what number's that one then?
I would disagree. I'm sorry, I think they are canon. Because Agents
I
of
would
S.H.I.E.L.D.
like them
tied
to
into
be.
the movies.
It tied into them up to a point.
It tied in with the whole Hydra thing kicking off.
Yep.
And the second season, Coulson's got this mystery project that everyone's being suspicious about. He's getting a heli character ready for Fury to take to Sokovia. Sith turns up. I'm sorry. And whilst they don't reference...
And then the Inhumans came in and it all went to hell.
Yeah. Whilst they
Thanks,
don't
Inhumans.
reference the snap, there was no need to by then.
Yeah.
It was... No, they're part of it. I'm sorry. Including the street level stuff.
Oh, the street level, definitely.
Because Deathlock was in that.
Yes.
Deathlock, Ghost Rider was in it.
Deathlock's one of my favourite Marvel characters, but they didn't really do him justice in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No. He was a prototype Deathlock.
I will
He
say
wasn't
one
Luther
thing.
Manning.
During one sequence in the courtroom of the Time Variance Authority in Loki, you will notice sitting in the front row a thin man with brown hair wearing a long brown coat. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be the Doctor,
Doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
because we know that the Doctor or a Doctor exists in the Marvel universe.
I believe somewhere in the background, like really small, you'll find a death set as well.
Now
Nice.
that's something I would like, because there was at Dragon Con, I think it was, a couple of weeks back. There was
Yes.
a Death's Head cosplayer who
Right.
got Simon Furman's...
So, sorry, to get back to my question then.
Oh,
So-
right, sorry, yes.
We're in universe 1985, which has no superheroes in it at all.
One mutant, but he's no longer here.
Who was that?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know.
He
He's
ended
gone.
up becoming one hell of a big villain in the main Marvel universe for the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Marquis of Death.
So, why, in the canon of the thingy, why don't we have superheroes in this universe?
Because we suck.
Is this like the worst of all universes or something?
Yes, the most boring universe in the world, in the multiverse.
However, if we happen to end up landing on Earth 616, we're made. We know everybody's secret identity. We
I know
what's been
all the
happening to them.
secrets.
Yeah, basically. We're also dead because of... You see, I
Because
wouldn't
Doom will
want to
kill
live.
us all.
I would not want to live in that universe.
Can we tie this in with Rick and Morty in any way?
Very probably, yes.
Yes.
I have lost track with Rick and Morty. I think I watched the first 3 series.
We're not following the original Rick and Morty anymore. There's a theory. There's many theories, in fact, that we've jumped Rick and Morty's at some point.
Well, we did.
There's a theory that Rick's daughter is not his daughter.
We know that Rick and Morty jumped universes because
Yeah.
of the Cronenberg
The
universe.
Cronenberg thing, yeah.
So,
yeah.
so their Earth is screwed.
But there was a theory that I think it was the last season, or no, maybe it's this season, which I haven't watched yet, but I've seen a video about it.
Oh,
that
good.
we're looking at a Rick and Morty from earlier in the time stream, possibly.
Oh, I hope so. Where can I watch Rick and Morty?
I can't get series 5 on Netflix yet. It's not up yet.
Is series 4 up?
Series 4 is on Netflix. Yes.
Right, I'm there.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I've worked a way round with my Xbox not working.
You smashed it.
I've got to get myself thumb drive that is at least 4 gigs. And I had 2 that were 10 gigs, and can I find them? No.
Should have reminded me. I could have lent you one last weekend.
Don't worry about it. And it's a case of downloading some sort of software onto it, transferring it to the Xbox. I think it's an OS. I don't know. So I will do it. Sorry, hello, when?
Can you not do a factory reset?
Tried that.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I have a sneaky suspicion it's fucked, which means I'm going to have to get another Xbox One. You see, I don't use it for playing games. I use it as a media center. It's that simple.
I bought a PS5 some months ago.
Oh, yes.
Played it a lot.
Yep.
Now I just use it to watch YouTube.
That's what I use my Xbox for. That streaming stuff from the PC, because it's got a media player in there. And obviously your apps like Amazon or Netflix and whatever. And of course that all comes out in 5.1, which is lovely. Where if I stream from here, I don't get that because it's coming out of the television sound. Of course, not having the Xbox means I don't have the media player. I could always try and dig out the old Blu-ray player. That used to have a media player, but it was shit, badly programmed. So what I'm doing is, I am once I've uploaded the Doomwatch for you, I download it onto my phone, use VLC media player on there to cast it to my television. And well that was Arthur. Hello. You going to come and say hello, sweetheart?
Cat bum.
I don't think Arthur is...
No, we got plenty of cat ass yesterday.
Oh, dear God. Premium content, that was.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yes, what were we talking about? Big Finish. So you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay, not the best thing since Sliced Bread, but not the worst.
Yeah, I wasn't overly enjoyed by it and enthralled by it, but...
I wasn't really in the right mood to listen to Big Finish this week, to be fair. I've been doing a lot of just reading, frankly. Because to do YouTube and shit like that, I've got to use the Virgin TiVo. And it's a bit stickier than the Xbox. That makes sense.
That'll
Difficult, sticky, not sticky.
Yeah.
Sticky. It's the Virgin Cola you spilt in it.
See what you did there?
Yeah.
I do. That was nicely done. Very smooth. Not
So
unlike Virgin Cola.
You've de-virginized the Virgin TiVo.
Yeah, basically. No, it's a bit jerky. That's all.
If you've de-virginized it, that means you've screwed it.
Right. Okay, moving on.
Good idea.
Yeah. To my phone casting onto the electric television. Doomwatch! Flight to Tomorrow. That was good. Either of you watch it?
No.
Oh, fuck.
It completely slipped my mind.
You've had 2 weeks, Brian. 2 weeks.
I didn't get it till Thursday, to be fair.
Can't blame the system, man. You just
didn't
can't
put it
blame
up
the
till
system.
Thursday. You put it up Thursday. No,
Listen,
I'm sorry, Wednesday. You put it up Wednesday.
I possibly am a little bit forgetful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, this is about jet lag and the effects on people. John Barron's CJ, well, the minister, is back. Quist apparently turns up drunk to a meeting, and he's just been flown over to Los Angeles, back from Los Angeles for this meeting, and it turns out it's about the effects of jet lag on people in their decision making. On top of that, it's also about the nastiness of PR companies and how they take advantage of that. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Let's move on to Blake 7.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was I disappointing you there?
I will. I don't think I've ever been appointed by Doomwatch.
Right. Okay. I'm looking for something now.
I've yet to be appointed to be satisfied from Doomwatch. So to disappoint me with Doomwatch, I think that's my natural state.
When you are tired of Doomwatch, you are tired of life.
This is just who I am now.
Bear with me. I'm just working out what the next one is. Because we're getting through Series C. All right, that was 7, wasn't it? Oh, I know what you're getting next week. Oh boy.
Oh,
Right.
good.
Okay.
Blake 7.
Yes.
Children.
Avon wants to go back to Earth. He's got unfinished business. Now then.
No. Well, okay, yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Now, hang on. There's a reason I'm saying this.
No. I know where you're going because I've gone an episode ahead.
Because it's in the episode, though, that this is referenced.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Now, this goes back, if you remember, to Countdown, where he met Anna Grant's sister, Del Tarrant.
Brother.
This is a little bit of a arc for Avon.
Yep.
However, Callie receives a plea for help from her own people, the Auron, because of a plague. Now, they cut themselves off from the worlds, the universe, and so they don't really have many natural immunities, especially because of the war. They basically want nothing to do with this. Servalan takes advantage of that and drops a plague on them, hoping that basically, one, she wants to use them to create clones of herself, and secondly, she realises they're bound to call out for Callie, so she's got a chance to get the Liberator.
Typical convoluted plan.
Yeah. Interesting location work, I thought. A lot of the stuff, especially for the laboratory, it looked like it was filmed in the top floor of a 1970s hotel. But it just gave it this clinical feel, which worked. Can't really understand. Aside from that, really. One question. Did Servalan... Oh, hello, Malware Bytes is advertising. That's nice. You know when Servalan killed her crew?
Yeah.
Was she using Imipack?
Could have been a version of it,
Because
certainly.
the face went all red and everything, didn't it?
Yeah.
The trouble is, I need to find out what Imipack actually looks like. I'd have to go back and rewatch that. I was just wondering. That's all.
Okay.
It's a thought, you know. I enjoyed this. Brian, come on then.
I liked it. I liked Servalan's idea of why she wanted them for their fast replication technology, because apparently Callie's people, they're not born the normal way.
It's a clone race.
It's a clone race. They're all cloned in machines.
They
and
are the
batches.
Sontarans.
Yeah.
Would you
only
fuck
they're
off?
telepathic.
Bloody Malware
you do?
Bytes. Sorry, Malware Bytes is just spamming me with adverts.
Really? It's a 50% back to school sale. I'm just saying.
I know. It's been a long time since I was at school.
To be
Probably
fair,
shows.
Spank. Yeah.
I've just
Yeah,
thought of
they're
a-
clone race.
I'm not
They're
gonna
also
make-
the worst telepaths in the universe, except with each other. Callie has her clone sister there, and she gets angst from it. Angst. That's officially what we're calling it.
Okay, space angst.
Space angst. I think I enjoyed it more for the brief touching on Avon's arc than I did Callie's arc.
Okay.
The whole when Servalan's clones die after having been told, no, they're somebody else's clones. Oh, well, then kill them. They're mine. Why?
Why not? Isn't
Well,
it about
okay,
time
she
she
just
actually showed
sentenced-
some feeling?
She just sentenced a bunch of fetal clones to death by bombing the building, thinking they're someone else's.
Yeah.
The minute it's revealed to be hers, oh, that's another matter. However, do not get me started on the political part of that, because
the thing is, she felt their deaths. It wasn't
She
just
felt
oh
it.
they're dead.
It was a
She
psychic
act- it's a
feedback.
psychic feedback thing.
exactly.
So-
it was a psychic feedback.
Yeah. Let's not start you on the politics of that.
Yeah. There's a little political mirroring I could pull out with that one.
Go on.
Well, at least over here, it seems to be that most conservatives or GOP party members seem to feel that, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. Every time they cut budgets, do away with social welfare, whatever, limit people's rights, it doesn't affect me. Therefore, I don't care about it. The minute it affects them, oh, I care. You can't do that. You're stomping on my rights.
It's
Make up your fucking
it's the
mind.
hypocrisy of man.
Yeah. So
It's
there's my
the
little
same-
political
it's the
soapbox.
same worldwide, mate.
There's my soapbox. Done.
Okay. That was very brief.
I tried to keep it brief.
You do.
One of those miniature bars of soap.
Who would like
Travel soap, like you find in a hotel.
Yeah.
Who would like a new saga for the Flash and Blade? Don't all leap at once, will you?
Can we have a new saga for the Flashing Blade?
What's the new
please?
saga?
We've got a new saga. It's the Garden Saga.
Oh, thank God. All right. Yeah, I thought I was having to watch something else. Go for it.
No. This is the Garden Saga. Now, this
Garden
does...
Gate.
The Garden Gate Saga. Yep. I'm
Yep.
surprised he hadn't jumped in before you, if I'm honest with you. But
Well, I was
there we
wondering
go.
when I'd get to speak about Blake 7, actually.
Well, I was going to come to you. I got distracted. Hold those thoughts. So, this does tie in with the Fencegate Saga. All right. Because one of the reasons there was a delay on fixing the fence was, if you remember rightly, they wanted about 2/3 of my garden back.
They wanted to annex the Sudetenland of
Yes,
your garden.
essentially. However, it's all been done now. Now, occupational therapy, who are the people who fit aids to the houses and whatever, and make houses... I can't think of the word. Make it easy for you to get round.
Accessibility.
Thank you. Yes. They basically want to smooth out my back door is a neck breaker, even for the healthiest person. It's a big step. There's nothing to hold on to except for the door handle. It's an absolute nightmare. So they want to basically smooth that out and make a platform out into the garden, with some gentle steps to one side. So if I need to actually get into the garden, I can, with railings, which means the upstairs neighbour can come in and very easily access her gas meter without any problems, whatever. However, to do that, we've got to go have the landlords involved.
Oh boy.
I am going to say, yeah, since about January, we've heard nothing. Now, this is an official government department contacting them. And they just not replied. They've done nothing. Except at one point to say, oh, we're going to have a meeting, which never happened. So tomorrow, Auntie's putting in an official complaint. And that tends to stir them up a little bit. Because I was hoping that this year I'd be able to actually sit out in my garden safely and just enjoy the summer. No, I'm going to have to wait until next year for that. However, it is my favourite time of year. It's autumn. And bats come out during autumn. And I go all state of decay-ish. And it's... So anyway, I will update you as and when I have news on the Garden Gate Saga. Sinister, talk to me about Blake 7.
It was all right.
There we go then. Moving on.
It's an okay episode.
Yeah, good way of putting it.
A few weeks ago, I said that this was the season where we see a whole line of incompetent seconds to Servalan. We've got 2 in this episode.
Yes.
I actually thought it was quite interesting that there was the rivalry between them and that one tried to stitch up the other. I thought that added a little bit of flavour to it. That was quite good. However, the old guy, I can't remember his name, he was a bit ineffectual, wasn't he?
Tarrant, probably.
I have to wonder if there's a rule in every science fiction series that you have to have at least one episode where someone has a double.
Yes.
Space 1999?
The Troubled Spirit.
Buck Rogers.
Thunderbirds. Sapphire and Steel.
Original Battlestar Galactica.
You see, we're inundating him now. Even though there's 3 of him.
I cannot compute. Anyway, in Blake 7, though, we make up for it because we've had a double of Blake already.
Yes.
We get a
Yep.
double of somebody else later on in this series.
Yes.
And we've got a double of Callie in this episode.
Yes.
Who conveniently dies at the end.
Yeah.
Saves money.
They don't have to pay her twice.
Yep.
The weird thing is when the spaceship's approaching the planet with the guy on board who's melting. You know,
Right.
the-
Yes.
There's a man with white hair sitting in the control center, and you just assume that he's the commander of the space control thing. No, it turns out he's the fucking president of the entire planet or something. He just happens to be sitting in air traffic control for some reason. It's weird.
Okay. It's a weird thing. A lack of sets, I should imagine.
Yeah. Blake 7 has always had this slightly disturbing aspect to it where there's reference to sort of biological things. Like, think about the web where you've got the sort of the biological creatures that were created that
The
are running
Decima.
around. And yeah, the Decima. And this is the same. You've got embryos and things. And I've always Blake 7's got this slight obsession with almost body horror to a degree.
I can see that.
Animals.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't talk about animals,
We're
but
going to have to at some stage. We're not skipping it.
even so. But yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since I watched this. Did anything else really stand out to me apart from Servalan's awful blobby command cruiser? Thing?
Yeah, I was going to say that the
Yeah.
snot ship is back. Percy's splat of pure green.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
I think all in all, Series 3 of Blake 7 is my favourite of them all.
Ooh, interesting
It's got-
call.
It's got some cracking episodes in it. It's got a couple of duffers, but for the most part, it's solid. And I have to say, I don't miss Blake. Avon's much more interesting character.
I don't think anybody misses Blake.
So,
No.
2 questions then. First of all, on a scale of 1 to 100, how much of an irritating shit was Tarrant?
Wasn't really in this episode.
Okay,
He was
so
there, but
we give thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
And secondly, how's Avon's mental health?
he's a bit obsessed,
Yes, that was the word I was going to use. He's developing an obsession.
which really comes out in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Brian, you've seen nothing yet.
I'm just saying. I mean, to go back to the planet that's kicked their ass a couple times, and then when he finds out what he finds out,
Would you care to wait until next week?
I know.
I can't wait for you to watch Orbit.
I'm laughing at Agorian and whatever the other one is. I say whatever the other one is,
Yeah.
but I know what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a Series 4 episode,
Yeah.
Orbit. It's,
Please do not rush ahead if you can, because there's
No.
there's some big stuff coming up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't jump ahead if you can resist it, please.
I'm only one episode ahead right
yeah,
now.
stay there. There's
The interesting thing, and I'm not going to put any spoilers here, is that Avon has an obsession at this point in time.
he does.
And as Brian has already seen, that issue is resolved to some extent. And then Avon's obsession drifts onto another topic entirely.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
for later in the series.
And it never really leaves him.
No.
Anybody see what I did with my elastic band?
Um,
You put it
found
on the
You see, right now,
desk there.
there's a reason for this. This is my tobacco tin. I do not keep tobacco in it. I cannot roll cigarettes. So, as you have no doubt seen over the years, I have a rolling machine. And it puts my papers in there and whatever. However, the rolling machine has always been too big for the tin. I've had this about 20 years. Only a couple of weeks ago, I realised, instead of letting it there with the lid flying off left, right and centre, why not use an elastic band? 20 years that took me to work out. It's too simple, you see. I work on a far higher plane. Possibly. I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that was good. So did we enjoy Blake 7?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a filler, but yeah.
It's interesting to see the different quality of Andrew's cameras.
Well, this one's on a table, you see.
Oh, it's not the wibbly wobbly bit, it's the fact that that one's not as clear as your
Which
two
one?
other devices.
This one.
No, that one's fine. That one's very clear. It's
This
the main
one?
it's the main one, the laptop.
That's my MacBook.
That's not as clear as your
It's
tablet and
the
phone.
That's not as clear as the Retina display from the iPod or the phone.
Well, bugger me.
Nope, I'm fine. Thanks, Brian.
No, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm good with it.
Right here. Lovely. Right, so yes, you want to know what we're doing next week, don't you? Good. How do you fancy the Curse of Fenric for the Doctor Who story?
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch whichever version you wish. All right. I mean, you're probably going to access it by BritBox, I should imagine, Brian. But I don't know if Andrew's got the Blu-ray version. There's about 15 different versions of Fenric on there.
I don't have the Blu-ray. I've got the DVD, but I probably tend to watch them on BritBox anyway because it's easier.
Yeah.
Can I admit they do make you lazy, don't they?
Yeah.
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 I've started watching Blake 7 on BritBox. I feel dirty.
I've got multiple versions of that on DVD, and I don't crack them open. I just bring it up on the telly. It's weird.
Yeah.
Thing is, it won't last up there forever.
The thing is, we wanted to watch a film last night, and I've got the DVD, and I couldn't be bothered to dig it out, so I just paid $5.99 and bought it again on iTunes.
I did the same with Power of the Daleks. The thing is, there's now a new version of the Power of the Daleks animation, and I don't know whether to buy it or not. Evil of the Daleks is coming out soon.
Yeah.
For anybody who happened to see my interview with Gary Russell, I did actually know that Evil of the Daleks was coming out. I'd forgotten. I found out that Evil of the Daleks is coming out, apart from Gary and everybody yelling at me, when I checked Amazon and realised that I'd ordered it ages ago. So, yeah, I forgot. Sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed the interview. Right then, so Curse of Fenric. Should be an interesting one to watch, I would have thought. We're going to do the Peter Davison set, which I think... I can't remember what it's called. It's called something. Remember, it's the second box set of a thing where they've picked up another companion after Adric. But it's forcing them to confront the loss of Adric. In the last box sets, it was their first time up against the Cybermen without him. And the Fifth Doctor admits he didn't really like Adric.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh, ouch.
wow.
I hope I've got that right. I know it's something like that. Because I mean, the Fourth Doctor, like we've always said this, he works brilliantly with the Fourth Doctor.
Yeah.
He really does. He's the perfect line feed. You know, it's a kid who wants to learn, so he's going to ask questions, so the Doctor gets to explain the plot. You know?
Yeah.
And when you got Chris Bidmead, you need
Audience insert. Yeah.
So Fenric, the Peter Davison thing. The Web of Fear. That's the Doomwatch episode.
Oh, good.
And you already know that we're watching Rumors of Death for Blake 7 next week.
At least I'm enjoying this more than Life on Mars.
You're enjoying it more by not watching it than Life on Mars.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Life on Mars crappy in my book, but it's pretty crappy. I genuinely like more science fiction in my science fiction shows.
This is for me. I mean, I've not seen some of these now. I'm in uncharted territory. So for me, I'm looking at it through new eyes, you know. And it is interesting to notice the difference, for example, in the production values between first series and this series. Like I say, the first series seemed to be a hangover from 60s black and white production, whereas this seems better, but still, it's a shame you didn't see the other one, because it was a good one, and John Barron steals it as the minister. He'll be coming back more and more. That's CJ, by the way, in case you're wondering, or the Deacon.
I didn't get where I am today without appearing on Doomwatch multiple times.
You remember the Deacon, don't you? Whoops Apocalypse?
Yeah.
If God had intended us to, blah, 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 blah. Mr. President, I tried to poke his memory. He brought in a giant pink elephant.
Okay.
Okay.
2 questions for the host of this particular episode, please.
We haven't decided who that is. It's one of you.
It's always you.
Alrighty, oh yes, okay.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Right.
When are you doing Star Cops?
When either Blake 7 or Doomwatch comes to an end, whichever one is first.
Okay. When are you doing the Nightmare Man?
I need to get it off Adam.
Okay.
That's going to be a filler 1 week job only. It's only 4 half-hour episodes, so we can knock that off quite quickly. But yes, why is that when you're planning on stopping?
No.
Because I can always sort of change what we react to next week.
No.
All right. Okay. So yes, next week.
When are we doing V?
Again, that is when either Doomwatch or Blake 7 finish, and then I'm gonna have to see which one of you I want to keep happier by doing the one that they want. They're gonna finish very soon together. I think Doomwatch will finish first, and then we can move on.
That tracks.
You up to doing, because we're only doing the mini-series, which I suspect is going to be a 1 week job.
It's 2 episodes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So, are you up for delaying it for a week before we go on to Star Cops?
I don't mind.
I've never heard of Star Cops.
It's an interesting one.
Star Cops
I've never really seen it, and
Star Cops is a 9-episode 1987 series from BBC. It's a detective series set in 2027 when mankind has several space stations, a base on Moon, and a very small Mars outpost. There's no faster than light travel. It's all real worldy kind of physics, but it's a bit like Bergerac in space.
He doesn't know what Bergerac is.
It's a bit like the Chinese detective in space.
He doesn't know what the Chinese detective is.
Magnum PI in space.
Okay, I know what Magnum is.
It's
I
one
thought
of
you were going to go for the holy triple and chuck in Shoestring as well, but okay.
Yeah, it's I think you'll find it interesting.
Okay. If I can see it, because viewing is a little problematic.
I do not have it either. However,
I have it.
However, I suspect I may be able to get hold of it quite easily.
Well, you can borrow it off of me.
I meant for Brian.
Yeah. But
is it on DVD?
Yes, but
Yeah.
you're not spending any money.
No. I'm not. Oh, I wasn't going to spend money.
It's very rare on DVD.
No,
It's money.
How can I put this? I have an idea that we shall talk off camera about.
But
Great idea.
here's an interesting
Well
thing
done,
for
you.
you,
Have a
Brian.
lolly.
Here's an interesting thing for you, Brian. Is Big Finish started doing new Star Cops a few years ago?
Oh, good.
Well, no,
We
no,
won't be looking at those.
I'm
'Cause
not-
I don't have access.
no. We won't be looking at those. But the point is, it's got a small cult following, shall we say?
Yes, I think so.
So I would just be interested in your viewpoint.
I would also, at some stage before we start, turn around and say, okay, spot when the directors switch over.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of episode 4.
But I know
That would be episode 4 that the directors switch over. I'm just gonna throw that one out there.
You're
now.
going to be the one reliable on for information on this because I do not know Star Cops at all. My chief scientist, he loves it, but
I love Star Cops. It's a crying shame it never got. You know, people go on about Firefly having never been renewed for a second season.
you're saying Star Cops is up there with Firefly.
I'm still upset about Star Cops never being renewed for a second season.
How do you think Tripods
What about
fans
Baywatch
feel?
Nights?
Nights?
Baywatch Nights.
No. No, Brian. No. There are limits, mate. I'm
But
sorry.
it's got Hasselhoff. Come on.
Yeah, and that's limit number 1.
Siobhan mentioned the tripods there. I'm not
Yes.
suggesting we watch it, but the tripods is another one I'm upset about.
The movie or the series?
Series. BBC
There was-
series.
There were three
The
books.
series
Three
is
books.
on YouTube, and I have a playlist for it.
There were 3 books.
Count them.
I know. I'm familiar with the tripods. I know the tripods.
Yeah.
They were in Boy's Life when I was a kid.
Okay, that's great. You don't know the BBC version.
I know the book version.
Yeah,
Or the
no,
comic
no,
version.
no. We're referring to the BBC version. There were.
Yes, I've watched it on YouTube.
Right, okay. So what's missing? What's missing?
I have no idea at this point.
But you know the books.
I knew the books when I was 12.
Yeah, they did 2 out of the 3 books and then stopped.
On a cliffhanger.
Of course.
This was the time. This was mid '80s when the BBC hated science fiction.
This is the thing. It's like so I have. It's happening. It used to happen sometimes. It's happening more and more. It happens a hell of a lot with American TV. You're just getting into it, and they bloody cancel it.
That's
Yeah.
why you're watching. You're waiting to watch.
That's why
the
you'd
whole
never watch
Vigil.
a genre show that's on a major network in America.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. If it's on like NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, forget about it. It'll never get finished.
I only got into Game of Thrones because I thought, well, they're 5 series in, it must be okay. So I started watching it, and then of course the last series.
The last series doesn't.
I liked
exist
the last
past
series.
Winterfell.
I don't care. I liked it.
You're right. It stops at the Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah,
Winterfell.
I'm sorry. I really enjoyed it. I was very satisfied at the ending.
Uh-huh.
So there. Fnerd.
How did you like that coffee on the table,
I don't get
or
that.
that bottle of water down behind?
Oh, right. I see. Yeah, I didn't see them.
Yeah, I saw them.
I bet
hard.
you had them pointed out to you first and then you saw them.
No. I was looking by that point.
Oh, right. Well, I wasn't.
I'm
didn't see
watching John talk to everybody. I see Khaleesi look over, and I'm like, "Is that a Starbucks cup?"
Didn't see it. I was too engrossed. So there, Fnerd, please read the T-shirt. That's all I'm saying. Right. Yeah. So I've told you everything we're doing next week. Oh, that's good. I don't know if we're doing a new series reaction on Wednesday. Brian and I are going to discuss that. Next Friday, Two Fan Dinosaurs. We finished watching Destiny of the Daleks this week. What are we doing this week?
Robots and death.
Robots and Death. Could you put the two
Robots
together in any exciting title?
How about Robots of Death?
My God, Brian, you've done it.
I've deciphered Sinister.
There's a sentence. Why are we watching Robots of Death, Sinister?
Because it's my favourite Doctor Who story of all time.
Can't really argue with that. Trouble is, I'm not going to get to hear Dudley Simpson's music. The dum dum, dum dum, It's a huge part of the atmosphere to it. But yes,
Maybe subtitle it with the music.
yeah, subtitle the music, dum dum dum.
Yeah.
Thank God we're not watching the Sea Devils.
Whee!
Oh well, no, this would be perfect for BritBox subtitling. To be honest with
They
you,
could have the words in white
Mm-hmm.
and the music in purple underneath as a constant kind of,
annoyance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Only for the Sea Devils, it would be at the top of the screen.
right, yo, that's good.
no, in the middle.
Yeah.
Just to annoy.
Brian, in fact, we wholeheartedly recommend you watch Genesis of the Daleks on BritBox with the subtitles on, because it's it's an experience.
I believe I have.
It's very dear. So that's the first thing we'll be checking out about Robots of Death. Don't know what we're going to do. It's my turn, isn't it? After that,
Brian, can I ask you a question, Brian?
No.
there you go. You did move on to the question before waiting for his answer. You asked for that.
Brian, can I ask you a series of questions, of which this is the first?
Perhaps.
Do you ever struggle with
Yes.
accents of British television?
With what?
The
Accents?
Yes.
yeah, understanding what people are saying.
You know,
Not really.
like we had the same trouble with your son
particularly.
Neanderthal grunt.
No,
No.
not. What about how are you with regional accents in the UK?
I can't place them, but no.
I feel Boys from the Black Stuff is coming up soon.
I'm just wondering, what about colloquialisms and slang and stuff like that? Do you ever have to look them up?
I can generally figure it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Was there a point to this, or were you just
You
generally
get-
asking
you
for
can-
information?
Yeah.
Curious?
So
Okay.
how do you feel about gladiator movies there?
Gladiator movies.
Gladiator movies.
Next time, Johnny, remember to bring those magazines you found from under your father's bed.
Right.
Sorry, I bought Police Squad on Blu-ray. It's wonderful, and also
We're gonna
Brian
have to
Purge.
do a reacts to Airplane at some point. You realize that, and it's
Well,
just
it's-
gonna be us
saying the lines.
saying all the lines like seconds before.
So it's going to be difficult to actually try and maybe not. Actually,
Not really.
Now I think about it. Anyway, yeah. So two fan dinosaurs next Friday. There's no RPG next Saturday. Next Sunday is the Blade, as we've already told you. I think that's it. I'm trying to think what's happening this week. Oh, I'm Dalek hunting this week.
Mine are in the post.
Is that anything like Transformer hunting?
I've got to try and visit various outlets of B&M looking for Daleks.
Sounds a lot like Transformer hunting to me.
Trouble is, I have a horrible feeling I'm not going to be able to afford them.
Which Transformer would you be?
Hmm?
If you could.
If I were a Transformer, which Transformer would I be?
Yeah.
Is this a song?
Good question. Nova Prime,
Why?
because I like the design
Reasons.
I like his design. Granted, he's an undead nightmare.
What does he turn
Uh,
into?
He turns into a
Mold?
truck. Like most of the primes.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Truck.
Oh, another truck.
But he also has armor add-ons that make him look angelic.
What's the one
He's
that
got
turns,
wings and
Cool.
swords and stuff.
What's the one that turns into a P-38 pistol?
That would be Megatron.
Okay.
And he doesn't do that anymore because we outlawed toy pistols in America back
You
in
outlawed
19.
what? Because everyone should have real ones.
Hmm?
You outlawed toy pistols because everyone must have a real one.
Exactly.
Again, moving on to the economy of Fairyland.
Ah, yeah. No. See, yeah. We were mainly doing this to wind up the lady behind us.
Well, I wasn't.
Oh.
I have to admit, I was intrigued in how she was reacting to it, because she overheard all this nonsense. Basically, it started off. How did it start off? Hang on.
If somebody sneezed,
Yeah, and then that's it. Somebody
They-
sneezed. I said, "Bless you."
someone walking by, we said bless you, and she said thank you.
Yeah.
And I happened to remark that apparently if you say thank you having been told bless you, you kill a fairy.
Now this upset me. I don't like the idea of fairies dying.
Well, I didn't make the rule.
Well, yeah, I know, but still. And then it sort of went from there.
Well, we went on to discuss where do fairies get the money to pay for the teeth.
The teeth. Now, we know in America it's a different system. The child has to have insurance, which pays to have the tooth taken away. We understand that. But
Well,
over
we-
here, no. The child has left money.
We decided there was a ministry, didn't we?
Yes.
And then we decided that then what's in it for the fairies? Where do they get the money from?
Now this is the clever bit.
And you see, we have a washing up liquid over here called Fairy Liquid, and it only stands to reason that they must be selling their waste to us.
That's one part of
As
the genius.
fairies do.
The other thing is we've worked out, right? Okay, now this ties in very nicely. We've worked out what Father Christmas does for the rest of the year.
Now, I have a question.
Hang on. Okay, Father Christmas, what does he do for the rest of the year? And where does he get the money for all these toys? Well,
He vacations.
the teeth fairies, they grind up the teeth.
Yep.
That apparently is
Yes.
what's around there, but it is in fact cocaine.
Pure
So-
cocaine.
Pure cocaine. Santa is a drug smuggler the rest of the year.
The North Pole is not snow,
It's cocaine.
and that's where the dinosaur bones went.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Your question.
there are several things that I've noticed.
We're
No,
going
no,
to put this to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Sense.
No, don't, because it's actually inaccurate from what Americans are taught. There are multiple types of fairies.
We're not taught this. Trust me, we're not taught this.
Trust me, we are. There are multiple types of fairies in the world.
Right.
Only the tooth fairies collect the teeth. They actually eat the teeth. Technically, they're
Fairy liquid.
oh, I forgot the technical term. Osphagia or something. They eat calcium-enriched bones, which is why they go after the teeth mostly. Because sometimes, cutting open a kid to get its bones is a little.
Wow, you guys take it way too far.
Mhm. Now they eat the teeth, but there are also things like brownies and buggins and what?
What's a bug in?
They're little.
A brownie over here is a small Girl Scout.
Technically, yes, that's the same over here, but there's also a Fey type.
And a
named
brownie in my life is something very pleasant indeed.
Wow.
Are you saying that the North Pole isn't covered in cocaine?
The North Pole is not covered in cocaine. Santa actually vacations in a small town in California.
I think you'll find.
I think you're wrong.
During his off season. I mean, it takes about 6 months out of the year to wind up into his full
No, I prefer our theory.
production, and then he's got that one night boom after which he goes on vacation.
No. I still say he's a drug smuggler. I mean, NORAD are you able to track him, which is
Yes,
a big problem
yes.
with his drug smuggling. But
Well,
I
he
still
doesn't
say that.
have quite the stealth technology budget that.
Well, this is fair.
You know.
I mean, there's this huge red glowing thing right at the front, which it's a
That
problem.
is a tactical disadvantage upon which you
I
do throw
think
the
it's to
grenade.
detract missiles. Personally,
That may be why.
it's
I
a bit like chaff,
I think Santa needs to get into the 21st century and just simply teleport all the presents simultaneously.
Brilliant idea. Admittedly, there'll be a lot of cat splats, but what the hell, telefrag.
Mm-hmm.
What could possibly go wrong? Canberra sending now, Auckland receiving now. Transfer complete. Just saying. That's all. We haven't done the Seeds of Death yet. Oh, we got to do the Seeds of Death at some stage. Oh, yeah. We'll do Fenric, then we'll do the Seeds of Death. Also coming up in our not our immediate future, but after future, Edge of Darkness. The original television version.
Now I have that on DVD. That's incredible.
Okay.
It's very possibly the best piece of drama the BBC ever made.
Very possible.
Very
Okay.
possibly. I'm not going to pin it to the door because there are some serious contenders.
I have a
there.
suggestion for something coming up.
Yes.
Dark Shadows.
That would confuse listeners of The Flashing Blade because it shares theme tune with As the Action Happens.
So
I'm just saying. The trouble with Dark Shadows is where to start, where to stop. We can't watch all of it. It's far too long. To be fair, it is. It goes
start
into,
with the
500
'90s version.
No, you see, I like the 80 earlier version because Sci-Fi Channel used to show it in the afternoon,
Yeah,
and I loved the old clunkiness of the old version. It was
and they left in the cuts where they had the microphones and the cables with the bats and people
I'd
hiding
like-
behind the curtains.
I'd like to do a general view of Dark Shadows. I'm happy to sort of say over a few weeks. I can't remember where we find it. It is online somewhere.
I think it's on Hulu.
That
Maybe.
doesn't help us over here. I know Big Finish have continued with audios of it.
You done Sapphire and Steel?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Including a live reaction to the last 2 episodes with Brian,
Yes.
which is what.
And
we're
then we did the audio follow up.
Have you done any episodes of the Avengers?
No, I'm not a great Avengers fan.
I love the Avengers.
I gotta say, me neither.
I wouldn't mind doing the house that Jack built because it's so fucking downright weird, and I love the design and sound effects of that.
I do recommend, things like Buck Rogers, Battlestar Galactica, the original.
Not the original.
I can't stand all that stuff. I am so sorry.
What
just
about
can't.
the new Battlestar?
Now
Well,
that I really enjoyed.
That's amazing.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that. Starting with the mini-series.
Oh, hell yes.
Because I'd love to watch it again. I don't have time.
Right, okay, so forward planning. Okay, whatever finished first, we'll do V the mini-series, because that's just a 1 week thing.
Yeah.
Then we'll go straight on to Stark Ops.
It's only 9 episodes.
That's all right. At some stage, we will throw in the Nightmare Man, possibly between V and Stark Ops, to be fair. Blake 7 will then come to an end, and we'll go straight on to Edge of Darkness. I don't think I've missed anything. I know I
And
want
then at the end of 9 weeks, or
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
yeah,
Does that sound like a plan?
that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do the movies for Battlestar?
Yeah. We'll do everything.
I don't know if I've got them.
Razor, the plan.
I don't know if I've got them. I've got the Blu-ray box set, so I don't know if it includes them all.
I know I have them, and I know that we'll talk.
That means I've got to download them onto my phone and cast it. No, I think I've probably got them on the Blu-ray box set, but I'd have to check.
We'll talk.
But I'm happy
I
to do
figured
that.
out several things lately.
Fair enough.
We'll go with that.
But yeah, no, Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, the new Battlestar Galactica. Happy to. Very happy to. At one point, I was going to suggest DS9.
I was going to suggest Babylon 5.
I want to do
That's
Babylon
another
5
one.
as well. Trouble is, it's getting hold of it. I don't have access to it.
HBO Max or Hi, remember me?
Or me, hi, big box set.
Yeah.
It must. I think I looked it up a little while back on YouTube, and the box sets are still very expensive.
Oh yeah. Box sets are horrendous.
I mean, you think
I just think Babylon 5 now would be highly appropriate considering it's Mira Furlan's, I believe it's was her birthday sometime this past week, or possibly the
it'll be
anniversary. of her
appropriate
death.
after
I'm
about
not sure.
10 weeks.
You know, I watched earlier today, talking of DS9, In the Pale Moonlight.
Oh, one of the best DS9 episodes ever.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. And I can live with saying that. I can live with it.
Can live with it. Raise that last personal log.
Yep. That, yes, we'll do that. There was something else I was going to say. Babylon 5. Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, that's it. I'm. What's
Quick question.
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
I'll forget this.
We could always mix it up a bit and throw in the occasional episode of TOS.
Whilst watching DS9.
No, just we don't have anything really.
However, if we do that, we're going to have a side-by-side of the Trouble with Tribbles and the DS9 Tribbles episode.
Hang on. I was going to ask Sinister something. And then he asked me a question. And hang on. Measure Darkness.
My fault.
Battlestar.
That's it. I'm watching 2 reactors on YouTube at the moment who are going through Babylon 5. One of them's in Series 3, one of them's in Series 2. Medusa Cascade is the one on Series 2. And it's wonderful watching it. She really gets into it. And I know what's coming up. And it's just... Oh, I can't wait. The other guy's just gone past... Shattered Dreams? No, not Shattered Dreams. Ah! They've just broken away from Earth.
Okay, a series.
Severed Dreams.
Yeah.
So he's in Series 3. I wish they'd do more than one a week, quite frankly, because I'm really enjoying them. But I recommend Medusa Cascade if anybody's out there wanting to see a decent reaction thing.
It's fun watching people that just watch it and just have mind breaks their minds.
Yeah, the trouble is, that's the trouble with Two Fan Dinosaurs. It doesn't do that to us. We just sit there and piss ourselves laughing.
I watch a reactor. She was cute young girl, not like that. But no, she's a whoopee. You know, she's got the whole a whoopee, kind of like Willow and Buffy. She's sweet, innocent. She was doing a Buffy watch through.
Right.
And then she got to season 6.
Bored now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It broke her.
I'm sure.
Hard.
I'm sure it did.
And I'm there like, this is great.
Yes, we love sitting there watching everybody else's tears.
I watched a couple of people review for the first time a certain episode of Blake 7, which shall not be named.
No. Don't you dare start looking ahead, Brian. I will slap the back of your legs.
That was interesting.
You do realize I am immune to spoilers, right?
It's not a case of that. I want to see your reaction.
Okay.
That's why.
I'm still immune to spoilers.
We want to see how we want to see you feel how we felt when we had to watch it when it went out live.
You're going to have to do a live watch of this stuff.
That's what we're doing. The last episode.
Because I'll be sitting there like.
We'll be watching the last.
I'll start yelling at the TV if it's really bad.
I did say we were going to the last episode of Blake 7. We're going to do a live reaction. I'm tempted to do a live reaction to the last episode of this series. What do you think, Sin?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be up for that.
All right.
Okay. Right. Got to try and work out when. We'll sort that out. We might do it in place of a Blade or something.
Yeah. I've also been doing rewatches of things like Vampire Diaries, the originals, Legacy, CW vampire shit.
I'm going through the Twilight Zone at the moment with my wife.
Nice. The new one or the
Original.
You see, that's something I wouldn't mind having, the original Twilight Zone. I've got the original Out of Unknown. That's
something else we should talk about. There's new Matrix and new Picard stuff out.
I'm not interested in Matrix. I got annoyed after the first one, where everyone turning around saying, "You got to see it 2-3 times to understand it." No, you don't.
No,
you
no,
bloody
you really
well don't. Jesus, what is wrong with you? And I got annoyed and didn't bother after that. Picard, the Picard trailer looks very interesting.
I love how he goes to Q. I'm too
tired
of
your bullshit. It's a case of, that is the line Picard has been waiting to say for many, many years. It's going to be interesting. It looks partly like it's based on a John Delancey Next Gen annual story.
Probably.
Only partly, because that was about his brother, and this doesn't look to be about his brother, but we'll see. I must profess.
Picard's brother? Picard's brother died.
No, I'm talking in the comic.
Ah.
Because this was a while ago. I think it was the very first Next Gen annual. They got John Delancey to write it, which was interesting. That was a sort of a what-if story. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to Picard. It looks like it's going to rock.
I'm just really sad that nobody will ever do the Doctor Who Star Trek crossover again.
There were thought.
Right.
Well, it wasn't again. It's never really happened.
Well, at all.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
Moffat did try.
Maybe if JMS takes over Doctor Who, we'll get the Babylon 5 Doctor Who crossover.
Problem is,
Doubt it.
The problem
Rights.
there are references to Star Trek in Doctor Who.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a separate universe. It has to be a separate universe,
Yeah.
which is no problem for us. We're used to that. No problem for Star Trek fans. They're used to it, except with them, they have pointy beards if they're in the evil universe.
Uh-oh.
Right, are we going to go? Do you realise we've been going 2 hours, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Yes, there we go then. That's the show. Crap, wasn't it? Hang on, I've got to work out where we are. Here we are, we're there. Yeah, we'll see you next week for more shit, frankly. More talking bollocks. If you'd like to write in with a guess for how many Sinisters we'll have next week, please feel free. And yes, say goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, boys.
Bye, boys.
Doodles. Oh, there it is.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
The part of John Levine was played by Terry Walsh. Goat! There's a goat coming! More goat! We need more goat!